Hello viewers, so I was there and someone sent me this picture and this video asking me the main causes and the possible solutions for this problem. So let's get into it. First and foremost, what we are looking at is a structure column carrying two beams and a slabs. Okay, so let's look into the main causes. The main causes are, first on the list, poor load distribution / design flaws. If you look clearly, the columns wasn't well positioned. It was positioned at one side, which led to what? Poor distribution of the load. So it ended up causing shear in the structure. Then two, we can also see that weak concrete and poor workmanship. As you can see in the picture, the column wasn't big enough, you understand, and the concrete, as we can see, is not that rich. If you are into construction, you know that this is not 100% rich concrete, and it wasn't well cured and set, you understand, due to poor workmanship. Then three, it can also be that corrosion of the reinforcements. This happened maybe the client erected the column some years ago and came back later to do the decking. And due to this, the columns, the reinforcements in the columns have become weak and they cannot carry the structure. Then it can also be that settlement or foundation movement. Sometimes when the foundations are not well done and it takes time, the foundation settle, which cause shifts in the positioning of the columns. This also may lead to a problem like this. Then the last is seismic or literal forces. That's earthquake activities. It can also be as a result of earthquake. When it comes to earthquake, which is a natural disaster, the best way to tackle it, to make sure that you have a structural engineer to look into your project for you from the beginning to the finish. At every stage, you need to make sure that a licensed structural engineer is on site to inspect the columns, the slabs, the beams, the reinforcement, every structure detailing, to make sure that it meets standard and it is safe. Now, how can we improve this, or how can we solve this problem, or how can we prevent this? As we can see, just take a look at the fire service, the way the columns have collapsed, you understand. As we can see, the first way to prevent such things is to have a licensed structural engineer on site to assess the structure from stage to stage. Two is to make sure that you use the right materials and the right resources at the right time. Most of the time, because you want to cut down costs, you end up hiring people that have less knowledge about what they are doing. You understand? Even the cement we use for the concrete works, it's not every cement that we use for concrete works. Some cement are purposely made for plastering. Some cement are purposely made for concrete works. Some cement are purposely made for what? Bricks works. You understand? Mortar work. But in Ghana or in Africa here, what most people do is that every cement be cement, which is very, very bad. Instead of them to employ trained and professional technicians to do the job for them, because of cost, they end up hiring cheap labor. And remember, the more you use cheap materials and cheap labor in your project, the more you are putting your project in danger. And this will be the result of your project. I know things are hard. I know it's difficult to get money, but make sure every penny, every CD, every dollar, every euro that you spend on your project, you do the right thing by employing the right person and using the right materials and the right tool at the right time for your project to avoid this kind of failures, this kind of disasters, this kind of accidents on your structures. Now, this is a practical way to reinforce and strengthen the lifetime of the column. If you have such a problem at home, you can call a steel bender to do this kind of design for you. This will help prevent the whole structure from being collapsed. Thank you. And in the case of earthquake-prone areas, especially Ghana, Yekasua, and the rest, those building high-rise building more than 5-story, you can introduce this device. The name is Siamic earthquake control. You understand? It helps prevent earthquake. When there is earthquake and the building is shaking, this device will help hold your structure in position to prevent it being collapsed and the whole structure being damaged. So as you can see, they designing it. This is very good and very best for high-rise buildings. So when it comes to earthquake, normally in Ghana here we have earthquake design structures. We have structure that we can design to meet earthquake, but we are blessed that in Africa we don't experience that much earthquake. You understand? But however, in designing, it's always advisable when your building is more than 2-story to take earthquake design consideration into place, so that in case of any earthquake, you will not run at a loss. Okay? And if you look at this video I'm showing you, this is a system designed by the Chinese to withstand any earthquake. These are mostly used in bridges and high-rise buildings. If you have a big project and you can afford one of these, I will encourage you to do it and help save your structure and make your structure to meet its lifespan, so that it does not end up being collapsed. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to share for us to bring you more videos on best construction practice and safe measures. This is Hawk Construction Company Limited, and I'm Engineer Michael. Bye.